Hello, this is Rich Lavens of Watlow, and today I'm going to do a quick tutorial on connecting a Eurotherm nanodac to the Eurotherm data reviewer software. Just for information, the Eurotherm nanodac can store the historical files in a CSV format, but it's more typical for the Eurotherm nanodac to store those files in an encrypted binary format we call UHH. So if you're storing the data in that UHH file, you need the data reviewer software to open that up and decrypt it. So here I've got the Eurotherm data reviewer software. Data Reviewer comes in two versions. The foundation version is a free download from the Eurotherm.com or Watlow.com websites. And then we have the enterprise version, which is a paid version that has more bells and whistles. I will put a link to the differences between those two versions at the end of the video. So, anyway, this is Data Reviewer, and you will have a login, username, and password. So I've opened that up. So you can see I've got some data here, but I want to go into what we call data sources, and I want to connect an instrument. So the data source type, I can have all. I know I'm connecting to a Eurotherm data source, so I'm just going to leave that there. And when I connect right here in this little parameter called Add Eurotherm Instrument, we're going to click that. And I want to connect with FTP. There's also a secure FTP. So FTP, and then here I put in the address of the nanodac. Now, the login here and the password here are different than the engineering login. So if I pop over to my nanodac, which I have live, and come up here to my network folder, well, Parameter Explorer first, then network folder. If I go to SFTP localhost, here is a different password that's going to allow that to connect to data reviewers. So in my case, my username is history1, and I have also put in a password for that. So that is there. I'm also going to point out this. So secure FTP enable, yes or no? My nanodac has secure FTP enabled. That is going to cause me a problem in data reviewer. This is a common question, so I'm going to show you the symptom and then I'll show you the cure. So let's pop back to data reviewer. So here, my login was history1, and my password was QWERTY1. I know you can't see that. You'll have to come up with your own login information. So now I'm going to hit connect, and I am going to get an error, and I'll show you that in just a second. So right here, connection to the instrument is unsuccessful, unable to connect to the instrument at that address. No connection could be made because the target machine actively refused it. That has to do with the secure FTP. So what I need to do is come over here. We are going to log into engineering mode on my nanodac. And right here, I need to disable secure FTP. So we're going to do that. And it's going to say care is needed when changing this value. Basically, do you want to do this? When I hit yes, it's actually going to reboot my nanodac. So let's do that. And this will take a few minutes, so we'll sit patiently and I'll pop back in once the nanodac's done rebooting. Okay, my nanodac has now rebooted. If I come back into the local host, the archive, the interface, I can see now that my secure FTP is not being used. My history 1 and my password are there. So we'll pop back to data reviewer and let's try this again. And again, the initial connection between the data reviewer and the PC running and the nanodac can take a few seconds, up to maybe a minute or two. So we'll sit here patiently and wait for this to connect. Okay, so we're getting some connection here. It should connect in a second, but you can see it was not actively refused, so we're making progress here. All right, so we are connected. We're ready. I'm going to save this. And you can see I've got green lights for the pull service and the network. Over here, we can go in and we can import the UHH history. We could edit that, which I'm not going to, but we could. I can look at channels. So here's all the different groups that I have had set up in this nanodac over a given period of time, going all the way back to 2018. So originally, I went back to December 20th of 2018. If I click here, it will show me the channels I had set up at this time. And then my most recent one is down here. And again, it will show you the channels. Just again, you can print the channel list. So you can do that. I'm going to close this. So this is the view. I call this nanodac, Rich's nanodac. So we can save that. And then that's really about it. So once this is set up and saved, when I come back over to the groups and batches, you'll see all the different groups that I had information stored in under that nanodac. So here's one I set up just for this tutorial. So I can see the most recent group is Rich's test group. And then if I want to visualize the information there, I would hit that little up arrow. And again, there's not a lot of information here, but I'll show you what I do have. So here's the information I've tracked over the last couple of days. Really, I'm not going to get into this part of it. I really just wanted to show you how to connect the data source. And I think that's about it. If you have any questions, please reach out to us and let us know. I hope you find this video helpful and it alleviates some of your technical difficulties, but let us know. Thank you so much. Bye.